Okay, good. Are we live? I think we are. Hello there, I'm Seymour Segnet. Here's my beautiful wife, Amy Denise Rao Orpin Chase Segnet. And just as lovely in his own way, here's Eric Kinney, live from Spokane, Washington. And we are your MAGFAST team for today. What is the day? Friday, January 26th, 2018. All right, quick updates this week. So I mentioned last week we've been working with new potential suppliers for ultra-thin Qi coils. More work going on that this week, and more discussions about pricing and supply chain on custom batteries. And so it goes on. Hurry up and wait. A lot of that. We have some questions come in, and then I want to actually ask for your help with something, guys. Do you have one or two questions in? Amy, you're muted.
Some questions.
Yeah,
sure.
what you got?
Okay, the first one is from Jefferson, and he asks, are there any plans to include some type of Wi-Fi IoT integration from the base layer, the base charger units?
So presumably he means wall, we use the word base to mean the kind of the entry level one, because there's three versions. There's an entry level, and there's one with surge protection, and then there's surge protection and double the power. So certainly never into the base one, because the costs of adding Wi-Fi chips, and then in order to get the thing working, you're going to need Bluetooth in there as well. In order to get the necessary chipsets in there, the cost would be too high. So we're always looking at and thinking about the Internet of Things, and actually we'd love your thoughts and feedback on this, because the Internet of Things sounds great, and then you start putting it in your house with some light switches and this, that, and the other, and all of a sudden you start to realize how complicated it is if you're not careful. And I had an experience 25 years ago, back when I was still in the UK, where I refurbished a bedroom, a sort of master bedroom at home. And I put in this complicated lighting system, and you could dim it by the door, and you could dim it here, and all this, that, and the other. And I couldn't understand the lighting system that I had put in. And the thing is, it was only a couple of different places where you could do it, a couple of different switches, but somehow it was too complicated too quickly. And I think one of the things that we're very aware of, that we're passionate about actually with MAGFAST, is keeping things really simple so that they just work and they're fantastic for you every day. And as you add features to things, they become more complicated to operate, and that doesn't necessarily, it might help you to sell it in the first place because it's got this feature and this feature and this feature, and then in practice it becomes more burdensome to use and less delightful to use. The example in the old days was always, you go to the camera shop and the guy would say to you, or the lady would say, oh, you've got black and white filter, and you've got this filter, and you've got that filter, the other filter, and then nobody, because the interface on those old cameras was terrible, nobody could ever figure out how to use it. And it's only now that we have programs like Instagram and Snapchat that make those filters really easy with a touch screen that anybody can get to use them. So I'd love to hear your feedback about what Internet of Things might mean in a world of MAGFAST. The first products we produce are not going to have it. We're going to keep them super simple and delightful in the way that we described to you previously. Yeah. Okay. What else? Questions to hello@magfast.com, please. hello@magfast.com. Anything else, Diane?
Yes, I have a series of questions from Christopher in Connecticut today.
Christopher.
And he's responding to last week's question on using MAGFAST overseas.
Okay.
He wants to know, is there any concern if, and this is a two-part question, the first is, if each outlet is wired to a different circuit, or if one of the two outlets is wired to an on-off switch.
Okay, so he's talking about MAGFAST Wall, all right, which plugs into a traditional, this is called a Type B outlet. It has two sets of prongs on the back. And what he's raising is, what if this were connected to, because of the way the outlet is wired, what if this were connected to one circuit and this were connected to the other? And the answer is, inside of here, they're not joined together for this very reason. In fact, the upper set here is only mechanical for plugging in. You could actually make these ones out of plastic. We keep them metal because it's a higher quality product, they're stronger, they'll last better, but these are actually not electrically connected. And the bottom set are the ones that connect electrically. So if you plug into a switched outlet and this outlet switches on and off by the wall, then the whole wall unit will switch, the whole MAGFAST wall will switch on and off together. If you plug in and this one is permanently on and this one is switched, then you lose the switching actually, because the power on the front all comes from this bottom one here. So that's how that works. Did I just answer both questions, or only one of them so far?
Oh, I lost my question here.
That was both.
Yes, it was both, but he does have one more. His next question is, which are the live prongs on the wall?
Well, I think I just said that. So the bottom one is the live set. The top one is the dummy set. And you know what? And check back with us for when we finally ship, because we're still fine tuning some of the interior, and they might just switch it over, but it'll almost certainly be that way around. And I just wanted to, there was another question that was around this week. I don't know if you've got it on deck there, but I'll just answer it anyway. So someone's going, well, if we're international, couldn't you just plug in the one half and leave the other hanging out? And the answer is, electrically it would work, but it would be ever so clumsy, and you don't want to do that. And you don't want to be in the habit of, because like we've separated these out electrically, but I can't promise you that everyone else has, and you don't want to, you don't want your kids and other people seeing something where there's power on a unit and there's prongs sticking out of it. So please don't do that. We're passionate about safety. Our manufacturer has 30 years experience in this stuff, and we have experience with a previous product that's configured in a very similar way. But when you're traveling internationally, take another charger with you, or take one of the international versions of Wall when we ship them. They'll take a little longer than the North American version, but take one of those, and then you can just plug. There's all these different ways you can plug power into your MAGFAST Road, right? You can charge it wirelessly. There's all these different ways of doing it. It doesn't have to be like it's when you're at home. This is a great base station, right? And you attach things to it. But I don't think you want to be going around, traveling around Europe trying to hook this up to those funny-looking European outlets. All right, quickly, let's jump through the rest of the questions, and then we'll have a little ask of you.
That was all.
That was all. So here's the ask. You may remember our regular viewers will remember that recently we were talking about the program we're going to be doing soon, where you get to. Well, there's sort of two very similar. So one is there are many folks who are part of our family who weren't able to initially go to the Pro Kit, and we understand that, but who are getting a wall as the gift that we do for attending the presentation. And the business model part of that is, which we're only about to implement now, is that when you go to collect your wall, we give you the chance to add one or two accessories to it, which helps to pay for the wall, right? It's a marketing program. We have now finally built out that interface, and we would love one or two of you who are due to be getting the free wall, you're already signed up for the free wall, if you could email hello@magfast.com and use, what did you want for the keywords, guys? Yes, please, right? So in the subject line,
yes, please. Yeah. Hashtag yes, please.
So in the subject line, put hashtag yes, please. One word, hashtag yes, please. And in another week or two, when we're finally ready, we're just hooking up the credit card processing and everything. We'd love to have just a handful of beta testers who just go through, make sure it works, tell us if there's any bugs or anything's broken. All right. So if you're due to get a free wall and you'd like to pick up a great deal on just like one or two accessories, maybe just some tips, bits and pieces. Then get in touch with us to do that. And additionally, if you do that, or if you're one of our beloved Pro Kit folks who would like an additional three free walls to give to other people. So this is not for you. These are three. So it'll be our gift to you. We'll take, how many of these are we going to take? We'll take the first 10 folks who do this. So we'll give you 3 walls to gift to other people. All right, so you'll go through the cart, you'll add 1 or 2 extra things, I hope, please. and then you'll give the information about whoever it is that you want to gift it to. It's one gift per person, so you get 3 for 3 different people. And if you'd like to do that, same thing, yes please. So it'll be hello@magfast.com, hashtag yes please in the subject line, and everyone's going to get this in the coming weeks, but we would just love a small handful of our closest and dearest friends to give us a hand beta testing it, just making sure that everything's working properly, because it was actually quite complicated to put together. All right, that's it. If there are no other questions, then we'll wrap it for this week. hello@magfast.com with any questions, anytime. Eric and Amy and Amanda, who isn't here today, but between the 3 of them, they answer just about every question. They come to me with questions when necessary. And if you want your question answered in this forum, then let us know. I think that's it. Say goodbye, guys. Oop.
Bye all.
We'll see you at the same time next week. All right, thanks for everything.